Howdy, cruisers. All right, let's talk about Sun Princess. A lot to get through, so let's try and do this. Let's try and do this real quick. But before we get started, please go ahead and subscribe. It does mean a lot to us creators. Doesn't cost anything, and if you don't like the videos, YouTube will actually just stop showing them to you. So it's a win-win for everybody. So go ahead, click the button. There you go. All right, Sun Princess. If you haven't watched the whole series, go ahead and watch that. You'll probably have a good idea of what I'm going to say. I tried to organize this into like the good, the bad, and the meh, but had a little bit of trouble finding finding things for the good list. But either way, let's get right into it. Oh boy, okay, so good. The Princess check-in is as efficient as always, so A+ for Princess there. You just tap your medallion, and they either take a picture or just check your passport, and you are good to go. That's it. There's still no excuse for the security line at Port Everglades, but it's Broward County. They're a basket case anyway, so don't expect that to improve anytime soon. Of course, Princess could just pay. Either way, bad. The scary photo warning. I don't know, Princess, whatever lawyers you hired to come up with this, fire them, because that's crazy. If you read it like verbatim, you can't use the pictures at all. Of course, everyone is ignoring this, like me. But yeah, you need to somebody needs to actually read that. There were medallion glitches constantly. We had to constantly tap the medallion, like when ordering stuff. I don't remember this on Caribbean Princess. I don't know, maybe the new equipment is just confused. It didn't read everything properly, but I don't know. The medallion is supposed to make it a contact-free thing, not because of that, just because it's a nice guest experience. Yeah, but tap, tap, tap. Work on that, please. A good thing I experienced was there is no swimwear in the buffet because there's no pool anywhere near the buffet. There is one all the way at the aft, but it's on a different level, and it's kind of hard to get to, which means there aren't people going from the pool into the buffet and back to the pool and everything like that. So if you are one of these people who don't like seeing swimwear in the buffet, Sun Princess is for you. A bad thing, the upcharge dining items just weren't worth it. The burger that I had at Americana Grill, I think had another one, which is an upcharge. It wasn't any better than the Princess Signature Burger that I got at the Promenade Grill, which is complimentary. If you're going to charge something, if there's going to be upcharge for something, it's got to be upcharge worthy. But even the pizza, I don't know, especially the double upcharge at Alfredo's, it did not make the upcharge cut. I know a lot of people are upset that it is now upcharge, and I kind of see why. Just wait for a good pizza to be, on the promenade, and you're good to go. Especially on Sun Princess, because there's 2 different pizza stations, actually. Yeah, so either way, there is no what to eat or where to eat now in the app. Unlike Carnival, where it's the first thing you see when you open the app in the Medallion Net app. No, you couldn't find it. And even worse, the restaurant open times are only available in the printed Princess pattern. If they're in the app, they are hard to find. I looked, could not find them. And if I couldn't find them, they might as well not be there. A good item is there is, theoretically, a lot of alternative dining options. There's like 5 or 6 specialty restaurants. Then there's Americana and Alfredo's and like maybe one other casual dining eatery, I think. I'm not really sure. But the problem is they were way, way, way oversubscribed. There were a lot of Princess premieres on this sailing, and if you bought the new package, if you upgraded to the new package after buying Princess Premiere the first time, super, super shady Princess, by the way, then you had unlimited everything and just way too many guests. So the restaurants were oversubscribed. The solution to this is very simple. It is very simple. It is nothing new. It is something that MSC has figured out a long time ago and opened the specialties for lunch. These venues, they sat unused all day, and space on a cruise ship that is not generating or realizing revenue is useless space. I don't know why this is so hard. From the meh column, the buffet didn't really rotate. I think the buffet spread was the same every day. I didn't really notice that many new items. I think here and there were something new, but there were no theme nights or anything like that, at least that I could see. Nothing like on Royal or Norwegian or Queen Elizabeth. Yeah, it was pretty much the same buffet spread every day. There was a lot of things, but some variety would be a little bit nice. From the good column, the gangways are great. They are huge. It is a nice long ramp that comes, it folds out of the ship. So if you are on an ECV or some other mobility device, it is very easy to get on and off the ship. And since there's 2 very large gangways, getting on and off the ship at the port stops is super easy. I did not tender, so I don't really know how that process went, but in St. Thomas, it was just no problem. You just off, on, and you are good to go. Then from the bad column, the thermal suite. Don't bother. Honestly, I would say do not bother. There is no view. It is relatively small. Again, the ropes, what is up with that? So did nobody look at this when it was installed? And I mentioned this before, but I could not find the cool space. And it's there, but it's like hidden in a room. It's hidden in a nondescript room. Either way, this is the problem with pre-buying it, which is what I did. If I had seen it on the ship, I wouldn't have bought it. So that's what I would do. If you think you'll like it, go take a tour first and then decide. But yeah, that was definitely a mistake. Nothing like Queen Elizabeth and nothing like the Norwegian thermal suites. And the meh list, my spa credit was wrong. I know this, how this happens, I have no idea. But I prepaid for this, and the wrong amount. Oh, actually, you know what? It didn't apply. That's right. And you have to go to the spa to get it to apply. It was just crazy. I don't know. It was just weird. It was frustrating because that's kind of basic. You know, you've been able to prepay for these things for a long time. How they could screw that up, I don't really know. On the good side, the shower doors are glass. Yay! But most new cruise ships have that, so it's not really a good thing. Like I said, I had trouble finding the good things. The bad thing, bad list. International Cafe was a huge disappointment. I don't know what they were thinking. It's right there by the main galley for the buffet, so there's really no excuse for the rather paltry selection. From Caribbean Princess was awesome. They had the little pies and everything like that, and the sandwiches. But here, it was just like, I don't know, it was just like, there were a couple days I showed you where, honestly, the shelves were like empty. I mean, like, what is this? So, I was looking forward to that, but yeah. No, don't even bother. Meh. Dead ends everywhere. And there's a lot of times when you are thinking to yourself, when I thought to myself, you can't get there from here. And the fact that the spa is in a well, guest services is in a well, the dome is kind of like off on its own. You have to like either go outside or go down and up through an elevator. It's just, there's a lot of, I don't know. Having sailed like Icon of the Seas and even some other cruise ships, even the Margaritaville Islander, which what class of ship is that? It doesn't really matter. Where it is a very sensible layout. Here, everything is just like, there's staterooms blocking your transit from one area to the other, and it's just, I don't know. I'm not the only one. There were a lot of people saying that even after 7 days, they couldn't figure out where they were on this ship, and yeah, nobody did a walkthrough. Nobody did a walkthrough. So nothing they can do about this now, but that's just how it is. On the good side, you still get twice daily housekeeping. Okay, so +1 to Princess for that. However, bad, I don't know who my cabin attendant was. I have no idea. 7 days, nobody ever stopped by to introduce themselves to the card or anything. And I just thought that was weird. That happens sometimes on MSC, but I think every other cruise line, no, they are pretty good about introducing themselves. And I remember specifically on Caribbean Princess, my stateroom attendant was always there. I know I've joked about this several times, but it seemed like he lived in that hallway. Every time I would walk back, he's like there. He was like a jump scare every time. I'm not complaining. It was awesome. But here, no clue who my cabin attendant was. So, whatever. And, meh. This is a frustration I have with a lot of different cruise lines. 95% I checked to have the beds split, but they didn't do it. And I'll say it again. Even though it's a solo reservation, I'm the only one on the list. If I check twin beds, if you offer that, then please make twin beds. I know they're going to come back and say, oh, well, you just tell your stateroom attendant. I know that, but that means they have to do it twice. If you just check when you're making up the room, it wouldn't be an issue. And I don't want to have to ask because I'm asking them to do now extra work after they've already turned the cabin. So it's just, I know, if you're not going to do it, don't ask. That's all I'm saying. And Okay, well, here we go. I'm out of good things. I'm also out of meh things, so... Oh, boy. Bad. The bathrooms are very weird. I only went into 2 public restrooms, and one did not have... Okay, one was not a men's room, right? You know what I mean? There's the equipment necessary, which just wasn't there at all. And in another one, there was one, but it was in its own closet, like with an actual door. Not even, like... Yeah. It was just the weirdest thing ever. It's like, why would you bother to do that? I don't know. It's like, I'm not even gonna... Fine. All I could think of was Explora 1. Anyway, yes. Finally, the biggest disappointment. The dome. Yeah, I know. This was, I'm sure, what they wanted to be the signature feature of the ship, and it's a total miss. It just did not work on any level. It feels even now, the way I remember it, it just feels really small, even though it's not. The problem was, and I showed this in the video, the reveal of the dome is just terrible. Did nobody do a walkthrough beforehand, a virtual walkthrough? Because you walk up and into the dome from the bar, and the first thing you hit is the stage, right? Which is over a pool, and then the pool is really tiny, and that's all you see. You see just the first, like, even maybe third or maybe quarter of the dome, so it's like, okay, this is disappointing. Then you have to turn around to see the rest of it, and now it's like, oh, okay, that's nice, but now you've already been revealed this rather disappointing entrance, and you gotta turn around to see the rest of the dome. I don't know, this was just like, huh? And they were using it for the club, which you might think is, oh, that's awesome. But I don't think this was the original intent. It can't be, because it's, if it is, it's the worst club design ever, because you walk in and the dance floor was literally right there. So you're walking into the dance floor, which is kind of weird. So you gotta, like, dodge your way around the dancers to get to the stadium seating. That just, no. They could have put the dance floor on the stage, right? But that's where the DJ was. Whoever came up with this, I don't know, a last minute thing. Maybe they thought, well, maybe the princess people don't know. The princess cruisers, maybe they don't go to the club that often, but then Skywalkers, right? So it was just weird. And then, I think they only did 2 shows, because I don't remember ever seeing them on the schedule. And when they were rehearsing, the whole dome itself is closed, which means I think the pool is also closed. So you ended up with this, like, huge space that's closed half the time, or it's just underutilized. And again, did these people ever design a cruise ship? And I will say, my judgment of the dome is slightly clouded, because I had Icon of the Seas to compare it to, and you walk into the Aqua Theater on Icon of the Seas, and it is jaw-droppingly impressive. It is huge, but you are walking into the back of the theater, so there's plenty of place to walk around. You go and find your seats, like walking into a regular theater, and they never closed for rehearsals. You would see them almost every day rehearsing, and people would just sort of sit and watch. They did like velvet rope off the seats, because they don't want it to be a thing, but they weren't really hiding it. They were even doing training down there. So yeah, the dome, yeah, I don't know. There's nothing they can do about it. It's going to be on Star Princess. It's probably going to be the same thing. And the pool, why bother? Because the stage did not clear the pool at all. So you had this little... Okay, if you want to know how to hide a stage, and it's doable, it is absolutely doable. So hiding a stage, right, to make a dual-use space has been done for 25 years now. Just go, Princess, if you need a spy, if you need to send a spy onto Disney to see how that's done, I just call me anytime you want. No problem. Oh, yeah. So, Sun Princess. When I titled the last in the series, my last night aboard Sun Princess, yeah, That's it. I really have no desire to go back. I also have no desire to sail on Star Princess. No, seriously. It's terrible to say for a brand new cruise ship like this, but you know, if I could find a good deal on Caribbean Princess, oh yeah, definitely. I would absolutely 100% go back to Caribbean Princess. And I still would like to try a Royal Class ship. Okay, well, there you go. Those are my final thoughts, my final decree, haven't done that in a while, on Princess Cruises' newest ship, Sun Princess. So tell me, are you booked to sail Sun or Star Princess in the coming years? Because if you are sailing Sun Princess or Star Princess at any time in the future, I will not see you on board.